many of you would like to hear the story of the energy bus? It's very inspirational. The energy bus is about a guy named George. George is a common guy just like you and I. He works for NRG 2000, which is a light bulb company. He's a manager. But the story starts out, and we realize that George is already in conflict. It doesn't start out with a happy beginning and then a build-up. As soon as you open that first page, we realize that George is in conflict. George has had a dark cloud hovering over him for, the author says, not just 1 year, but several years. Think about that. For several years, George has had a dark cloud over his head. He's on the verge of losing his marriage. He's on the verge of losing his job. This didn't happen because of one choice. This happened because of several choices. We don't go bankrupt for one bad choice. Well, sometimes we do. We don't gain 60 pounds from one bad choice. George made several bad choices. And so he became negative. And I bet, the author didn't say this, but I bet George was self-centered. What we learn in this book is that George has to ride the bus for not 1 day, but for 10 days. And Joy, the bus driver, takes George on the ride of his life because she introduces him to these principles that change his life. And the reason why we're so inspired by that is because we see ourselves in George. And we want that joy, right? We want to transform our lives from George to joy. How is George's story or my story any different from your story? It's not. It's not. We all have the opportunity to create the life of our dreams. We all have flat tires. And those flat tires are those challenges in our lives. We all experience them. We all experience those. But it's how we choose to respond to it that sets us apart from anybody else.